Greetings, beautiful friends. Happy Monday to you. Here we are starting off the first full week in the month of June. And we're starting the week off with our usual check-in to see what can we focus on letting go of. Excuse me, frog in my throat here. As you know, before we get into the subject of what we're going to be working on letting go of this week, I'd like to just reflect upon what phase are we in with the moon, because that actually really beautifully supports this whole idea of setting intentions, of letting go what no longer serves, and of our also really accessing the truth of you, the essence of you. What is your truth? And are you walking to the beat of your own heart, the rhythm of your true calling? All of these questions are important questions to continue to ask and check in with yourself as we evolve and go through the different phases of evolution and in our own way. So all that being said, tomorrow we have the first quarter phase of the moon in the sign of Virgo. And about a week ago we had the new moon. So if you're following this with me, then at the new moon we quieten down, we rest, we reflect and plant some seeds of what it is we would like to create, to focus on, to develop more of. So did you set intentions? Because when we get into the first quarter phase of the moon, that's when we start taking action. We start moving forward in the direction of what we intend. Now, having said that, at this phase, we can sometimes hit into obstacles or blocks. Sometimes they're just even pieces within us that says, oh no, I can't do that, or that's not enough, or other people are more gifted at, etc. So we can get into dialogue like that. But what's really beautiful about this first quarter is we still have the effect of Gemini, because the sun is in Gemini. So that's the new moon was in Gemini. Now we still have the effect of that, but the moon itself is in Virgo. So it's almost like the communication, the networking, the fun energy of Gemini is still with us. But then with Virgo, it's a little bit more about responsibility and self-nurturing and setting up rhythms and routines to serve what it is we're wanting to do. So see how that shows up for you this week. Because this, and now we're going to switch gears and to look at what card in the letting go system comes up, and this is really awesome. The card is actually jealousy. And so with this energy that we're stepping in, now we're getting into action, we're doing things. It's going to be a fast-paced energy, but you're being encouraged to align the words you use, the actions you do, the self-talk you have, in alignment with your most auspicious dreams, desires, etc. And the big piece is letting go of negative self-talk, which can actually show up in the form of jealousy, right? I'll read out in my great guidebook for a moment, but do you compare yourself to other people thinking, oh, I should be like that, or I'm not good enough because I'm not like that? So this is a time to release negative self-talk and to also be taking action. So I really encourage writing lists, and I'm a big believer in writing lists. I always have a list sitting right beside me, sitting right there, because it helps track what my intentions are, what I am to do, and what do I need to release because it's not quite the right time. So that's what the energy is of all of this. And like I said, we're going to really look into what does jealousy, how does that come up for you? How can you maybe visit it, acknowledge it, and then let go? So let me read this out to you. Happiness is not having what you want, it's wanting what you have. Stop envying others and learn to appreciate what you have. Everyone's life is unique. You have certain things to offer which others cannot. When we act in a jealous manner, all we do is bring negative feelings into our life. So now you can see what I mean about that, releasing the negative self-talk, negative aspects within you. If you're able to appreciate and express gratitude for the experience you're having right now, no matter how negative it may look on the surface, you'll have a greater capacity for appreciating the positive experiences when they begin to show up. And they will. It's about the rhythm. What's your rhythm? Where are you at in your rhythm, in the ups and downs and flows of life? Maybe you don't have the career success or the relationship satisfaction of those around you. But by working through anything that's less than ideal, you are achieving something great. Growth. And growth will make room for the changes you've been waiting for. Jealousy also plants a misconception in your mind. Who you are simply is not enough. Truth is that the rough times we experience weren't meant to point out inadequacies, but to create an entirely new life experience that's more fulfilling and more in alignment with all aspects of you. You is in capital letters there. Breathe that in. Like I said, I think this is perfectly timed to focus on that and to really look at, because it's kind of sneaky, right? This is a propensity of comparing yourself to others, of judging yourself or judging what you know internally and judging it based on what you see somebody else on the external, version that they show. And that's not fair anyways, right? So jealousy is saying you're basically dissing yourself, right? So let's see, what can we do to let go of that? And as always with these sessions, if I say anything that comes up and it brings something up for you that you need some more guidance or help or support or information on, please put it in the comments below or message me directly. The process of letting go, it's a flow. And sometimes it can be really quick and easy when you kind of look within yourself and you go, oh, yeah, I do have that propensity, or I do have that way of speaking about or to myself. And maybe sometimes that's just enough to be able to change and make a different choice. Whereas other times it can be more deeply rooted, and it's not about you needing to go and struggle with that. So like I say, if you need some help or support, please let me know. But as we're just kind of feeling into that, this is what we're doing, letting go of jealousy. So just take a nice deep breath. I'm shuffling my tarot cards here. So let's see what tarot card wisdom will come up for us to support this idea of aligning your self-talk, of aligning your intentions and releasing jealousy or self-criticism. And this is beautiful. It's the Knight of Cups. I love that. The Knight. So Knights are very much about action, taking steps, moving forward. But being that it's the Knight of Cups, it's suggesting that you write your list of all the things that need to be done based on those intentions that you set at the new moon. And you kind of feel into, how do those make you feel? That's a question that I often have my clients ask, is when I'm doing something, I'm making a choice or I'm engaging with some action step that I need to do. Pause for a moment, put your hands over your heart, take a deep breath and say, how do I feel about myself here? And what I mean by here is doing this, interacting with these people, making those choices, heading in that direction. How do you feel about yourself? And the wisdom of that, and that's what the Knight of Cups is very much does that, because he's tapping into his own emotional experience and leads with that. You see that the symbology is he's kind of saying, cheers, I've checked in with my heart and I'm off. My emotions are aligned and feeling really good. He's also not jealous because he really taps into the essence of his soul's mission. So I'm encouraging you to do that too. And that question that I just suggested is one of the best ways I know how to keep aligning. How do I feel about myself? I want to feel confident. I want to feel good. I want to feel aligned. I want to feel, maybe even if there's a slight bit of discomfort in what I'm doing or saying, there's still a sense of this too will pass. And so it's by feeling into, are you in alignment? How do I feel about myself? Okay, I didn't mean to get all heavy on you here. It's about really flowing with your own emotional wisdom, your own direction, your own GPS. Directional information is within you, but we do need to create some space and time to just reflect on that and come into that. Okay, so to wrap this up for today, I'm going to pull 3 of the Healing with the Angels cards. These are just really beautiful supports to support us helping, and I had a funny feeling this one was going to come up. First card is body care. Super important as we move forward in our intentions and writing our lists to do is, are you on your list? In fact, your body care and your self-care needs to be at the top. So are you looking after yourself on what I talk about as all 4 pillars of you? And what I mean is your physical body, your emotional well-being, your mental well-being, and your spiritual well-being. That all to me comes into that. So make sure you've got that on your top of your list. Music too. Music is a beautiful thing to have around you and choose to help you maybe navigate some uncomfortable emotional times, or to inspire that list writing and aligning with what is it you have to do on your to-do list today. Things of that nature. And maybe even stop you comparing to other people and being jealous of what else is going on. Because always remember, you have a plethora of support all around you. You have support around you in the physical realms, but also in the spiritual realms. Do you take time to feel into that, to acknowledge it, to just breathe it in? Powerful week ahead for us. Enjoy this first quarter phase of the moon and enjoy getting those steps, even if they're just baby steps, in alignment with your big, juicy intentions. Much love to you. I wish you a beautiful week. Like I said, if you need some support or guidance in any of these pieces that I'm sharing with you, let me know. Thanks for watching. Have a great week, and I'll be back here with you next week. Much love.